I don't mind having rice and chicken stew any day. Like most of you, I bet, by having the one with baked chicken thigh is even better. I am using chicken thigh in this recipe and it's just amazing. If you're new to this channel, I welcome you to the family. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. And please subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're already here, I'm always happy to have you back. Come along with me and let's do this. Having said that, you can use any part of the chicken for this recipe as well and it will come out great. So here I have my chicken thigh that has been washed and cleaned, and I'm transferring it into the cooking pot. To that, I'll be adding up the seasonings for the chicken. So I'll add all the seasonings to it. I'll make sure to put down the names of the seasonings for the chicken in the description box, so it will be easier for you if you want to try your hands on. This is going to marinate the chicken for the chicken to taste great. I see some visitors in my kitchen whilst I'm cooking. So I have all the seasonings almost on the chicken. It's quite a lot of seasonings I'm putting on this chicken for it to just taste great. So I added in about a tablespoon of olive oil, and then I'm stirring everything up together. I'm using my hands actually so that it can actually get into the chicken well, to get it marinated well. That is what I'm trying to do for it to be tasty. So I'm taking the time to marinate it well using my hands. Yes, and I added a half cup of water on this because you want your seasoning to be well absorbed on your chicken and want it to cook in a very concentrated amount on the season so that the chicken absorbs everything and everything comes up tasty and everything will be perfect. So I have it on fire, and as you can see, it's cooking. This chicken is not going to be fully cooked. I'm going to cook it in a halfway, like half and half. That is what I'm going to do because I'm going to put it in the oven. So like typically we say this is I'm steaming the chicken. This way I just want the water to go out so everything will be absorbed in the chicken. So as you can see, that took about 15 minutes to get it done. halfway, and now I'm transferring it onto my baking sheet, which I brushed it with some oil to prevent it from getting stuck on the sheet. So I'm transferring the chicken on the baking sheet. And then that is the stock or the broth of the chicken. I'm trying to get some on the chicken thigh to get it more absorbed since it's going into the oven. I want the chicken to get absorbed with these flavors, and that is going to make the chicken super tasty. So I'll leave the rest and I'll use that for the stew. I'm now going to put this in the oven and then set it on 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Now I'm next on the other ingredients. I'm cutting my onions into smaller pieces. That's what I'll be using for my stew. And I have my green bell pepper, which I'll be cutting as well. I don't need the seeds of the green bell pepper, so I'm taking that off. And then I'll cut it into smaller sizes. I will add that to the chopped onions and then get it ready for the stew. So our chicken thigh is done. I'm going to take it off the pan into a bowl. And set it aside for the stew. Now I have my pot ready for the stew. I'm allowing it to heat, and then I'll add in 3 cups of my all-purpose tomato stew to it. This makes it easier. In fact, I am not starting any stew. I have this there already, so it makes it so easier, and it doesn't consume so much time because the stew is already done. It has all the flavor packed in it, and so I don't need to do anything. Everything is already set. So all that I need to do is to add some oil. So I added about 1/3 cup of oil to it, and then I'm going to stir it nicely. And also I have added the stock of the chicken thigh that I cooked to give it extra flavor. And about 1/2 cup of water, because I'm going to put in the chicken thigh and I want it to get infused, the stew infused into it, and then the flavors of the chicken infused into the stew as well. So I'll need a little bit of water to make that work perfect. And then I'll add some salt to taste. You taste it to see if it's okay for you. If it's not, you add some salt. If you have any bouillons, you can add it to it and you're good. So I'm now putting in the chicken thigh that was baked, into it. And then you stir everything up together nicely. I added a little bit of oil because I tasted and I felt like I needed a little bit of salt. I tasted and felt like I needed a little bit of salt to it. So that is what I've done. I've added some salt. And I'm stirring it up for everything to get combined. So I'm making sure I stir well. And then I'll cover it up for it to cook for about 5 to 8 minutes. And look at how it's looking. The oil is coming on the surface. Everything is infusing nicely together. And with the bell peppers, I added the yellow and then the red bell peppers as well to make it more colorful. So I have that ready. I'm going to add it to the stew. So I'm pouring in the onions and then the bell peppers, all of it together. And it's going to give it more flavor. So I'll stir everything up nicely. I'll give it a gentle stir. See how beautiful this stew is looking. And then the aroma here, it's amazing. It's so great. It's smelling so good right now. So I'll cover it up and I'll leave it on to cook for about 5 minutes because I don't want the vegetables, that's the bell peppers in there, to be soft. I want it to be a little bit crunchy. So I'm stirring it up. And our chicken stew is almost done. It doesn't take long to make this chicken stew. If you have your all-purpose tomato stew with you, I bet you it doesn't take that long to get this done. Everything is smelling so good right now. The flavors, the aromas, is just out of this world. So lovelies, our chicken stew is all done and I'm serving this with some rice and peas. And I tell you, you love this recipe if you should try your hands on. I'm already doing my part here. I'm already serving myself here, lovelies. And I can't wait, as usual. I can't wait. The aroma here is just too much for me. And see how it's looking beautiful. I hope you try your hands on this. And then you let me know how well you did when you made this recipe. It is so simple to make. And so lovelies, thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.